They definitely don't fear Brian Kelly because you're not even fearing Kirby Smart anymore. Looking at how many fucking issues are happening at Georgia. LSU has just as many. They don't care about this guy faking his voice anymore. They they don't have any fear to let this guy down because the money, Matt, the money that they're getting from multiple schools offers, right? Let's just talk collectives or Colorado's offering you this, TCU's offering them this, Georgia offers them this. If they have multiple opportunities, and how hard would it be to say, well, Coach Kelly, I don't give a fuck what you say. I can go to TCU and get the same amount of money.
Mm-hmm. Well, then, yeah, that's what's happening.
That's what's ruining this thing, man, to me.
I mean, it's until somebody puts a rule, just one rule. Like, this is the total Wild West, bro. There's no rules. You can do whatever you want. You can leave whenever you want. There's no loyalty. Everyone's a mercenary, coaches and players. You hope that you can get into a room where you like at least are on a good team so you can go to the league. But there's no more like, I want to go to this place to play for this place and have a fucking foundation and loyalty and all that's out the door. And you know what? I don't know if it's good or bad. I mean, the ability to get rid of turds when you don't like them as a coach is a benefit, but then at the same time, the inability to coach guys hard and keep them accountable and take a kid who doesn't really get it to the next level because all he needs to do is mature and then he realizes you're actually on his side, like that is another part of it. You can't do that anymore either. So look, as a guy I just interviewed with Coach Prime the other day and up at CU and had a great conversation. It was awesome. We talked about it. Thinking about all the different things and job titles and what you can do in college, what you can't do, and have just the rigors of it, bro. It's a different animal, and you got to be able to have relationships with people that you don't know, and everybody's got to trust each other, and it's like immediate trust because there's no more growing and getting to know each other. It's you immediately need to trust each other, and that's tough. It's hard to just immediately trust people that you don't know, so you got to build that. And when you don't have any adversity or like you're just throwing together teams semester by semester by semester, it makes it hard in a lot of places. So, college coaching these days is I don't think there's a lot of coaching going on. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, it's not about coaching. It's about keeping guys happy and making sure the 5-star recruit in the room doesn't piss his pants and transfer, and then you lose your job because the coach thinks it's your fault. Yeah. When in actuality, the kid's just a shitbird. So,
coaches are just trying to keep their job. Whoever they can keep their job, and they need good players to keep their job because that's how they win. Players know that they have all this leverage and power now because they have access to just so much money, and these collectors don't give a fuck. They don't care what you did at this school. If they think you can help their program out, they'll offer you the same money or more for you to transfer. Players know that.
Everywhere. Money amplifies.
Yeah.
So if you're a good person and you do things right and you get paid, it's only going to amplify what you do and who you are. If you're a turd and you don't fucking earn it and you just get paid because you're big or strong or whatever, some asshole ranked stars on you higher than another kid, then that's going to amplify you being a big, lazy piece of shit. You're probably going to eat your way out of your opportunity or drive drunk or fucking, make a stupid decision.
Yeah.
So it's about education. And again, I don't know if they have coaches, the ability or the desire to educate anymore. Everybody's trying to advance. You know what I'm saying? Every coach is trying to advance at a monumental level, and every player now is trying to advance at a monumental level. And sometimes, if not all the time, in my opinion, the process is the prize, guys. The process is the fucking prize. Mm-hmm. And if you're failing the process because you're always chasing the bag, sometimes you're like a lot of the times you're not going to end up with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to fucking really grind in this game to get what you want, man. It's not about just showing up and getting paid. Earn that motherfucker.
And one rule would change. To your point, you said that they need to make a rule. To me, literally one rule. Go back to the way the transfer used to be. You could transfer one time and you got to sit out. I guarantee if you just put that one rule in place, it changes everything.
Stop a turn.
Players can't really thinking through. Do I want to sit down? If I do leave, I only have one opportunity.
Yep.
Now
I can't play.
They have to stay around and earn that money. It changes everything. One rule.
Yep.
Here's the issue though. We gotta start talking about facts, and the facts are we got coaches and players now under one roof, dick measuring each other.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We don't have any cohesiveness anymore. It is not a team no more. It's a bunch of eyes brought in semester by semester, and now coaches are trying to look for a bag. Players are trying to go get a bag, and now there is no it's all about us, not about me mentality. And I'm going to be honest, when we took hierarchy out of this thing, which has always been something in society, military, parenting, CEO, manager, clerk. It's always been it's been owner, GM, head coach, player. It's never been player coach this way, the same. And I listen, I know we disagree on a lot of this stuff right here, but we got to stop comparing the kids to these grown folks, man. The guys that have done this for 40 years. Because I got to be honest, and I know Smitty doesn't agree and you don't agree on some of the stuff I say, but I got to be honest. Matt, you and I were GAs. We were interns. We were analysts. We were coordinators, position coaches, then head coaches. These kids are 17 to 21, getting a bag of money, but yet have not proven anything to anyone and never have taken the steps besides being God-touched, gifted by the gods that they have a great amount of talent. And you know damn well, there ain't nothing worse on this planet than a waste of talent. And we're paying these dudes to be equals now with people who have gone through this profession from the bottom getting coffee to the top and have paid for their kids' college and mortgage payments and done all the things that grown folks have earned the right to do because they've deserved it. Now, these kids have yet to earn shit. And we're putting them on an equal playing field, and I don't know why people don't understand. We cannot survive this way. It's just not meant to be. If you do this way and think it's going to be sustainable or successful, you're fooling yourself, because if kids at 17 are told, hey, dog, you're equal with Coach Saban. You're getting the same amount of money, so guess what? You can do whatever the fuck you want. You miss class. You miss practice. Like, what do you have to hold over the motherfucker? Like, nothing. And the degrees don't mean shit, Matt. These cats are going to 4 schools in 4 years. They don't give a fuck where the diploma comes from. And why do we have the Department of Education involved in today in Title IX? It's a fucking mockery. This whole thing's thrown at the wall and see how much shit can stick. And we'll just roll with it.
Well, I'm asking you guys, because Matt's like still heavily involved, obviously, with this, with this business 0 to 16, training kids, and obviously you're always gonna have your hands involved as well. So you guys will know more than me. Are we? What am I asking? How many kids are actually of that top tier to where they're actually getting paid big time dollars? Because to my knowledge,
I don't think there's a lot.
Majority of the kids still not really making a lot of money, meaning that a majority of the kids aren't the guys that we're talking about right now. I feel like it's still a small group of guys.
We're talking like most kids are making minimum dollars, and they don't have fucking money. They only have. There's some idiots that get broke off and make bad decisions. True.
Yeah.
But look, I will say this. I would have loved to gotten paid when I was in college, or revenue split or something, because that was earning potential. And I was at Colorado and we were pretty good and we were winning championships and putting guys into the league, and it would have been nice to get paid. That's why we do this. Number two, I don't look at this generation the same as you do. We've talked about this many times. Yes, there's bad guys in every generation. There's just turds, and that's what it is. There were turds when we grew up. There were turds before us. It's amplified now because every turd now has a portal to the world in their pocket, and turds will be turds. But I will say this. I had 30 kids in this morning at 5 a.m., some of the best players in the state of Colorado, all young guys, and a bunch of guys with multiple offers. And, we had tons of eyes on them this morning, if you get my drift. Yeah. So, it was extremely competitive. They were working. Just let me finish. They were working their asses off. So the guys that are offered in that room, if they're offered the opportunity to get paid, I'm with that shit. Like, I want them to get their fucking money. That's why we do this. Just because they're young doesn't mean they shouldn't get paid. If anything, that's when your earning potential is the highest based on potential, which is what this game's based on. So it's my job as their coach, and it's their parents' jobs, and it's the kids' job to teach them about the pitfalls and the rigors of the world and what it is, and like make sure that they understand the importance of fiscal responsibility and not being a fucking idiot with your money and not driving drunk and not fucking being a dopehead and earning this opportunity and understanding the difference between the bag now that you think you're getting paid. This fucking minimum money is dog shit as opposed to going in the first round of the NFL draft, which if you're getting talked about like this and offered this kind of money now as a high school kid potentially going into college, you know, and then what could you get in college and all that responsibility that comes with your stars and your grade and how they pay you, all that is minimal compared to what you could get in the NFL. And if they're talking about like that with you now, then you're a first, second round draft pick and you can go get real money, generational wealth. So it's our job to educate them, not just sit here and judge them because they make bad decisions. I made tons of bad decisions when I was a youngster, bro. I got kicked out of school. I got arrested multiple times, fighting and drinking and acting like a fucking idiot. And I still got to go live my dream, but all of that, it hurt me. I didn't get drafted because of it and things of that nature. It definitely they looked at my character, which hurt my feelings pretty bad, not going to lie. I wish I had somebody that would have grabbed me by the scruff of my neck and straightened me out sooner, but it was my responsibility to listen also. So, you know, it's important that a lot of these kids, like not all of them are shitbirds, but again, the shitbirds are never more apparent because of the portal in their pocket. So it's a double-edged sword here, bro.
I want to be clear. I'm not even discussing the shitbird part of it. I'm discussing the allowability to be a shitbird and have no accountability held over you. You can speak and talk to them until you're blue in the face and educate them about financial ramifications and how to use your money and all that shit. But guess what? The difference between you and I are the difference between us and these guys. We were told this thing and we got educated and it stuck with us because if we didn't do what we were educated on, there was a ramification and it fucking cost us because there was a hierarchy. When there's no hierarchy, you and I can speak all day till we're blue and educate all we want. But they still are doing what we're saying they shouldn't be doing because
that doesn't happen with me and my guys at all ever. I don't know why you would assume that would happen with yours. I mean, that's the way your guys acted when you coached.
No, I'm saying that's what's happening in general, Matt. Like, you don't think Brian Kelly's saying this stuff to the kid that just wrecked his fucking car?
I bet you the majority of the guys at LSU understand the hierarchy of the coach-player system and do a good job and work hard, and there's some that are just pieces of shit. I mean, I'm not going to – I'm just saying, like, I don't see that from all the guys I coach and everybody I work with. I don't see that part of it, bro. I don't agree.
But I'm saying we're seeing it on a broad scale every day. We can't deny the fact that what's happening out here. We're seeing it at major programs like Georgia and LSU. Like, if you're doing it there, Matt, you're going to do it at fucking UC Davis.
Well,
like these guys.
There's also a lot of people doing it right at Georgia and LSU.
I agree. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that
like Kirby Smart doesn't have hierarchy. Kirby Smart's like the hardcore coach of the SEC. He's fucking got those kids under his thumb.
But it's not the hierarchy of the coach. It's the hierarchy of the system of what I'm discussing. If they can transfer 4 times because Coach Kirby Smart cusses their asses out, then when does it stop? I can leave Matt McChesney because he cusses me out, and I don't want to get cussed out, and I want to be held accountable.
What happened to addition by subtraction and addition being the same thing? Because that's a fact. If you leave because I coach you hard, leave. Like that, my college coach would have loved this because he always used to say, "I can't wait to get to the NFL." Chris Wilson, who won a Super Bowl with the Eagles as their D-line coach against the Patriots. So got to the NFL and started doing it. I love it. Coach Wilson also used to say, I can't wait to get to the NFL where if you fuck up or act like a piece of shit, I can just cut your ass and go get somebody else. And now in college football, if you want to be a fuckboy or you don't want to work hard or you don't want to do the standards set by the coaches who still have the authority, if they're any kind of coach or man, right. I'm not going to let some fucking kid come in and act like they can run shit regardless of what fucking right they think they have to make money. That's the way I would run shit at least. It's on the fucking adults here to set the tone. Like, just because the kid has the right to make money and leave, if he thinks that the grass is greener out there and there's more money for him out there and he's fucking better off and he doesn't need to listen to me and all the experience I have, then kick rocks, motherfucker. Next, opportunities rolling around here like you ain't special. Even a five-star kid ain't special.
I feel like real men and real leaders still demand respect. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's still something out there. Now it's different. We
gotta be honest though. We gotta be honest, Matt. You just mentioned your kids and I mentioned my kids and all this. That's fine and dandy. There's certain guys that get through to certain people. But we cannot deny the fact there's 7,200 fucking kids in the portal.
There's 7,200 fucking guys who didn't think it out. That's their problem.
Every year it's getting worse is my point. I'm just saying every year it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
I really think you would love this, the ability to get rid of fucking guys who aren't supposed to be there. So who gives a shit? You want to get rid of rocks, motherfucker, out.
But they're not getting rid of them. These kids are entering voluntarily.
Well, there's also coaches that tell them they don't want to be there and they should leave. That does happen. But there are a lot. Look, there's a lot of kids that graduate and have a plan. I know this because I set them up with NIL deals, and they go and transfer, and it happens like this, and you never even knew they were in the portal because tampering's not really a thing. You can do whatever you want behind the scenes. I know this because they call me and ask about the players and how I can tamper with them to get the guy to go here. It's fucking crazy, but it is what it is. There's no rules, so. What I'm saying is there's one way to transfer and go do it correctly, and then there's my feelings got hurt transfer. But why is that a bad thing, everyone? Like, why is it such a bad thing that there's 7,200 kids in the portal? Who gives a shit? College football isn't supposed to just be a free ride for free school seekers that can't play. Like,
it is a free ride.
If you aren't happy and you want to leave for the transfer portal and you think it's greener, leave. Like, why do we give a shit about all the losers in the transfer portal that can't find a job? I'm sorry your feelings were hurt and your coach fucking yelled at you too much and you couldn't handle it, or whatever excuse they want to throw out there, or whatever happened. I'm sorry if it was legitimate, but at the same time, you made that choice, and now you're sitting there hoping for an opportunity when you had one already. So I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for him anymore. I can't believe you do.
No, here's the reason. I'm always player first, and this is the reason why.
I'm super player first, but fuck them if they don't want the goddamn bag.
I get it. I get it, but here's the reason. Like, D. Jones never has coached, obviously, because he's like, well, JB, how many kids aren't in the portal? How many kids don't have AIDS? You fucking idiot. Shut up, D. Jones.
There's a lot of how many kids. I agree with him. There's a ton of kids doing it right.
What they don't see, though, is the macro scale of this. There's 7,200 kids in the portal. There's 134 Division I playing schools. If I care for the kids, as the coaches supposedly say they do, then there's a fundamental issue because 1% of these kids, Matt, go out of the portal and get scooped up. Not 99% of them. 99% of them are stuck in a portal, and then they become what we call in the business other people's trash.
Okay, so why is that a problem? Because the coaches supposed to play Captain Save-A-Ho?
No, that's my point. Like, when do we say, all right, I'm not taking your trash, Alabama. I'm not taking your trash, Ball State.
That's why they're sitting in the portal, though.
But then there is no other place no more. JUCO is becoming imploded. They're not going JUCO. They're sitting in a portal.
Just have the ability. You can go to JUCO now and play for 2 years, and it doesn't hurt your eligibility, bro. I'm sending guys to JUCO. I'm sending 5 guys to JUCO right now.
That's not official yet. That's for one kid. So I'm just being clear. That's all.
Well, that was actually, it was a ruling.
That was for Pavia. That was for Pavia. The rule is not in stone for everyone yet. So okay. I'm just telling you that's the rule. No, I'm being honest. That's not that hasn't.
All right, then I guess the coaches I talked to and everybody is wrong.
No. Nobody. I don't think people really clearly understand the rule. That rule was only for people that played their last year in JUCO last year.
Cool.
So now they get that year added.
I'm confused about why we're sympathetic to the plea of 7,200 guys that decided to go to the transfer portal. Who cares?
I'm not sympathetic to them at all. What I'm saying is I think that is what's watering
get out
down.
of the portal. Go play at a lower level. Go to JUCO. There's ways to do this where we don't have to sit here and feel sorry for them. Who gives a shit?
Here's the problem, though. Like, we're paying for their education, $300,000 scholarship. But yet they still want more money. They want a bag, and they're in a portal, by the way, Matt. They're in a portal that's being covered by educational expenses, are being covered while they're in the portal.
No, not every single kid's a fucking piece of shit that's going to go in the transfer portal. They deserve their scholarship. You know you would have liked to gotten paid in college. Come on, dog. You're a guy that did it right.
No, I'm not saying that.
Would you like to get paid?
No, I'm not saying that.
It would have been nice.
I was happy for my FAFSA, and then
there were so many kids doing it right, bro.
I got a cost of attendance check. I was of that.
I'm confused on why you're defending the 7,200. That's their choice. They win in the transfer portal.
I am not defending the 7,200.
Lower level and go to JUCO if you want to play. There's opportunity out there everywhere. You got to find it.
That's my point again. You can say it till you're blue in the face. They're not doing it. They're in the portal, bro. There's 1%.
How many fucking college football players are there? What's the percentages there? Because it's not high.
No, what I'm saying is only 1% of those kids are going to another four-year institution out of the 7.
They made a bad decision. Why the fuck do I have to sit here and feel sorry for them?
Okay, I think you guys got me misunderstood. I don't give a fuck about the 7,200. What I'm telling you is, overall, we're sitting here going to be able to speak to these kids until we're blue in the face. They're not going to do it, is my point. They're not leaving the portal, and eventually you're going to run out of your organic recruiting material, which is what? High school kids and JUCO. Portal. But Matt, the portal
I have 40 fucking guys in my gym this morning at 5 a.m. and all of them are college football players. The organic material is right in front of you. There are more players than ever. Like, there's no. I don't think that the transfer portal has that much of a fucking bearing on the future of college football.
No, high school is being under recruited. It's a fact.
That may be a case where that's true, but. That at the same time, the good players are still getting recruited.
No, of course.
They don't extend opportunity to 5 guys who shouldn't be there anyway.
Yeah, we keep talking minority though. We're not thinking macro scale here. Like high school overall, there's fucking 10,000 high schools that play 11-man football, Matt. You're talking about your 40 guys. You keep talking about your 40 guys. There's a million football players in high school.
Bro, they should find a way to get to college football then. In the information age, ignorance is a choice. If everybody wants to sit around and be like, oh well, I can't find opportunity because of this, or that. That sounds like excuses to me. Pick up your phone and start making phone calls and do your job, and you'll find opportunity. Go to JUCO. Go to one high school. Go deep. Yeah, they are.
Point is,
I see kids all over the country all the time. Yes, from my perspective, guys are going to play at the best opportunity at the highest level they can. And JUCOs are still playing football, and 1AA and D2 are still prosperous. The 1AA title game was sold out with a bunch of great players on the field, and football's healthy. Like the 7,200 guys in the portal, that sucks for you. I'm sorry that you don't have a job. You should go find yourself an opportunity or make a better decision next time before you decide to jump in the transfer portal without playing.
Quick question. Of the 7,200 guys that enter the portal, like, just because you enter the portal doesn't mean you necessarily always leave, right? Like I'm saying, like I'm asking a question. Like if you enter the portal, are there scenarios where you enter the portal but you end up just still staying where you at because of whatever happened? Like
that does happen,
yeah.
So I guess what I'm trying to understand is how many players are truly leaving their team. What's the truth? Because for example, didn't Michigan have a ton of guys who came back this year? Colorado had a ton of guys who came back this year. I'm still seeing a lot of familiar faces on certain teams year in and year out. So sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it feels like the either the numbers or the conversation is a little bit overblown in terms of how many players are truly leaving their teams every single year.
I think there's a lot leaving, but I also think there's a lot staying. It's a hard metric.
Yeah, it's a
I
tough
mean, it is. It's a tough one. So, look, I'm not saying the transfer portal is a good thing if you've earned the right to transfer, in my opinion. But I'm not going to sit here and limit people either. Like, if you can make money at 18, don't make it.
For example,
if you make bad decisions, I don't see how that's on us if they make bad decisions.
There was a Ball State kid, he was a tight end. I can't remember his name, but he had a really amazing year last year for Ball State. Obviously, we're in a MAC small school. This all season, he got some notoriety, entered the transfer portal. Now he's gonna be at Wisconsin.
There you go.
I love it.
That's awesome.
That makes perfect sense.
That's fucking awesome, bro. Exactly. South Dakota State's quarterback went and played in the title game. I'm pretty sure. Did they win? No, North Dakota State won. They were in the Final Four. Iowa loved him. Gave him a fucking nice little deal. Now he's at Iowa. That sounds fucking awesome to me. That's progression.
There's a ton of those stories. They're beautiful.
Those are awesome, and that happens all the time. My boy Drake Nugent went to Stanford for 3 years, got his degree, went into the transfer portal, went to Michigan the next day, won a national title, just finished his first year with the 49ers, home working. That is the process working for the player. So I don't agree that it's all bad. I'm not sympathetic to the 7,200 either. That's the Darwinism of football. Like, have a plan, dog. Don't go in the transfer portal hoping and wishing for someone to pick you up. You're not as good as you think you are, but you're also not as bad. So, I'm not saying that it's perfect, but fuck, man, at least the guys can get paid now.
I hear you. I just think we're setting these kids up for failure in the long run, man. Because I know that there's soldiers on the front line that they can't take a week off because they got fucking issue. They got to stay out there. I mean, we got kids leaving now because now you're being paid, Matt. I think you agree. If you're being paid, you're now
you should do your job. Yeah,
do your fucking job. I like frontline soldiers aren't taking a week off. Oh, I didn't take a week off. Fucking don't shoot this week.
Where's the kid taking a week off? Like, I must have missed this story.
Yeah, I did a rant yesterday. A&M kid, fucking that was at Texas Tech, demanded a fucking bag, and now he's taking a fucking week off because he needs it personally. Get the fuck out of here. I'm so fucking over this shit. That's why
they should cut him.
Exactly, cut him and take his fucking money. Like not pay you is the thing I keep going.
Agree. Cut him and take his money and say we're not interested in this kind of attitude here. That's not the way people get paid at whatever school he's trying to transfer to. The kid that did Washington, Texas. I do the same thing with him. You ain't good enough for this. You're not special. You're cut or you're fined. Whatever it is. This kid shouldn't get a bag. This kid should get a belt across the ass for acting like a child. I mean, what are we talking about? Fucking ridiculous.
I got to be honest. The other bad rule is the early grad. If you're an early grad commitment and you sign a scholarship to go to school A and you practice with them because they were fortunate to be good and they're in the college football playoff, and you go through practice for a week and then decide after you saw practice, I'm not good enough here. I'm leaving and going to Cal. We are setting a bad precedent to teach kids, hey, man, it ain't that easy in real life. You're not going to be able to go to the top. I mean, I'm just saying, man, it's unbelievable. Early grad used to be what's the word, Matt? You and I. A privilege. That's the word I was looking for. It was a privilege, not a right. Now it's a fucking right. It's like a right now to go to fucking Oregon, and then you're going to go to your rival Cal in the same week?
When I place players, I'm talking, there's like 3 or 4 kids that are going to be seniors that we're setting up for early grad and early enrollment. And I tell them this is such an advantage that you get to go practice with the bowl. You get to go in and you have the entire fucking off season. You get to start in winter conditioning, and then you have fucking spring ball, and then you have the summer classes and the summer get down. And when the other guys get there in August, you've been there for 6 months and you're already acclimated in with the older guys, and you're a vet and they don't even know. And it sets you up for success. So the guys who are smart, who have good people behind them, will make good decisions. And the guys who just go there and they're like, well, they didn't play me in practice. Again, as a coach, I don't want that motherfucker anyway. So at least we found out that he was a bitch. I mean, let's be real, dog. As a coach, if I'm recruiting you and I don't know that I don't know for certain that when you get to where I recruited you, that you're not going to work hard and you're not going to be the guy I thought you were the whole time I was recruiting you, and the money I'm giving you and the opportunity, all of a sudden that's not good enough. Bro, you're gone. And honestly, that's on the coach too, because you didn't vet this kid better than this. So you let stars blind you and from all the red flags. I'm sorry, but star ratings and the way these kids get paid, sometimes it's on the coaches too. They make bad decisions. Like, make better decisions with how you spend your money and what you look for in the character of your players and things of that nature if you expect them to come in and make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just put this all – it's not all on one thing. It's just a variety of different shit sandwiches that have to be eaten. But overall, I think the product is pretty strong, and I'm glad kids get paid. And I think it's an opportunity for education and almost like a chance to rehab the system rather than just thinking the system's totally fucked and we're all like going down the shithole together and college football is screwed. College football looks pretty goddamn healthy to me. Man, they're printing fucking money. They'll figure all this out. A lot of it goes back to what we talked about when we started the show, which is getting rid of the NCAA and the fucking hypocrisy there and all their dumbass fucking rules and like when I listen to coaches say, even in the meeting we had on Tuesday with Coach Prime up there in Boulder, like, we got to make sure that everything lines up with the NCAA and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there like, what kind of oversight do these people really have? It's crazy to me. Like, think about like the NFL having an oversight committee that just randomly comes in and just finds you and suspends players for like random crazy shit that doesn't make sense. That's essentially what the NCAA is now. It's you can do anything you want, you can tamper, you can pay for anything you can't, but you can't like have a coach at a fucking signing event, or you can't like meet a coach at a restaurant, but you can get paid $150,000. It doesn't make sense. It's like stupid. The NCAA is awful.
I'm with you on all that shit, and it's been that way forever. They've been the judge, jury, and executioner since we've been little kids. That's just is what it was. Here's the issue.
It's time for a split, dog. It's time to get away from these people.
I'm old school. You can print money hand over fist and all that shit, and we can say it's thriving in that regard, and TV contracts and endorsements and collectives and all this money. That's fine. I'm just old school. The root of the evil is still money, though. And I still see a drop in product on the football field as my two eyes. That's just my opinion. I still think the root of all evil will eventually catch up with you. You can make all the money, and I'm all for the kids getting paid and all that old shit. I just think there's a way about it, and that's the way about it right now is what I think will be the end of what we know. And I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. Matt.